It's Julie from Fitimize, so I'm going to do a quick video on mobility markers. And the importance of mobility markers is to establish how you are feeling or moving at the beginning of a mobility sequence. So my sequences I'm calling FMS, so fascia, mobility, and strength, so FMS. So the whole thing is that at the beginning of an FMS session, what you can do is do a quick mobility marker and then do it at the end and test to see how you could do. And if it hasn't improved very much, then that tells you and me, if we're working together, what we need to work on a little bit more. So if you get stuck in a particular area or something just feels stiff and it didn't improve, then that's actually an indication of something. And if it did improve, then that's good. Then basically that whole sequence is a good sequence for you to continue with. But the whole thing is that it's supposed to help us learn more about you and what you can do to help you move, feel, and live better, essentially. So first one we're gonna do is basically, it's an open hand, it's a reach behind the back. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your thumb like this, and what I want you to do is you're gonna reach behind you as far back, come up as far as you can, like so. So all you do is take your thumb, reach up here, and you'll actually feel, so when you do this, you'll actually feel how tight you are, and you'll actually feel like one side's like, that's pretty easy, and not so much. So you can look in the mirror if you're just by yourself, but you just have it, you'll know, because I mean, we're only gonna do about 5-minute flows, so you'll know how that feels one side to the other. The other test you can do also is one hand up and over. Some of you may be able to touch, and then again, the second test would be up and over like this. As you can see, I can't touch, so this would be a good marker for me to be able to see how I improve doing a thoracic flow. Try, so mobility marker number 3 is what you do is you lay on your back, and you're gonna lay, I'll show you from the side. What you're gonna do is crush your spine to the floor, put your arms at 90 degrees, palms open, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna come down as far as you can without lifting your shoulders off the ground, okay? So pin those shoulders back, you're gonna go backwards. So some of you may get restricted here. Again, if you go back and you lift your rib cage, you have to keep that rib cage down, crush it to the floor, keep those elbows at 90 degrees, and then just drop back, and then come forward. So this, for me right now, is my range of motion. So as you can see, internal is a little bit tighter than external, okay? So after doing a flow, if I get worse or better, that'll tell me what I need to work on. The next one is a seated rotation. So if using a broomstick will help you. So what you do is just sit up nice and tall, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate around and rotate around. So, but the key here is just how well is my rotation? Is it tighter on one side? Do my knees go up? So if I'm rotating, am I bringing my knees up like this? Am I rotating, and am I caving in my spine? So a side view here is, am I sitting nice and tall? As I rotate, am I rounding my back like so? And if I feel, do I feel pain in my back anywhere, okay? So the next mobility marker will be a wall reach. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up against the wall. If you can stand up fully and then bring your arms up overhead, that's okay. But the key with this one when we set up is that you need to make sure your back and head and everything is crushed to the wall. You're gonna take your thumbs, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your arms right up over the wall. So if I scoot down here, you're gonna see, I'm gonna be in this position, I come on up, can my thumbs touch the wall with ease? You don't wanna see the elbows here. You don't want to be like crooked, your arms, so you might find that your elbows bend here and you get a little bit of resistance. So do you have that range of motion without lifting that rib cage off the ground? But that's another mobility marker you can try. Is a squat, straight up. Is basically how low can you squat right out of the gate. So just place your feet about hip width apart and go ahead and go down as low as you can. See how low you can go. So this will be able to tell you how low your ankles are moving right now. And if you feel any pain. So what you're looking for here is, what I don't want is for you to tip forward this way. Okay, so keep your shoulders, try to keep your shoulders over your hips as best you can, and squat on. And notice if are you balancing off your toes like I just did, or are you able to stay planted and get all the way down or not? Can you hang out without any weight? Do you need weight? Do you not need weight? You can test that as well. So you can play around with this mobility marker of just a deep squat hold in this position. Can you hold this? Yes or no? Another mobility marker you can do is a get up, get down. So there's lots of different ways to do it. It's just gonna come down. You're gonna roll to your back and see if you can stand right back up. Okay, so that's one variation of a mobility marker. So just come on down, roll, and can you get back up with ease? Can you try to go down with your ankle with one leg? So you're gonna try to go down on the floor. Again, roll, come back. See, I'm okay, but I gotta keep working on that one. So again, try the other side. One side, roll, and try to get up. As you can see, a little bit harder for me. So that's, see what you can do with that one. Okay, is can you simply get down like this, sit on the floor, and then get back up. Do you have that ability to do a get up? So those are 3 different get ups that you can try to test your mobility before and after your flow session. Another mobility marker is simply touch your toes. So to get started, all you gotta do before you get started with your flow is just go ahead and try to touch your toes and see how you do. If you're doing first thing in the morning, obviously it's gonna be a little bit stiffer since you've been laying around for a few hours in bed. But the whole thing is just test it and then go ahead and test it again at the end to see how you've improved with your toe touch.